I don't know how you landed here, but maybe it's exactly where you're meant to be. Because this video is not about being perfect, it's about being human. If you ever felt like you're carrying the weight of expectations, yours, other people's, society's, and it's just been so heavy to carry, your mind's been racing all day, and this is the first moment you've had to sit in silence. If you're watching this between study sessions, the headache you can't quite explain, and a heart that won't slow down, just know I've been there too. Because this past week I had 4 exams, 3 hours each. And if you're a student like me, you already know finals week isn't just stressful, it can be all consuming. I mean, I had flashcards in the shower. I skipped meals because I was studying the whole day. I barely slept. I kept telling myself that this one mattered, that if I just pushed through, I would do very well. Somewhere between the pressure and the expectations, my mind gave up. Somewhere along the way, we started all tying our worth to numbers. We stopped trusting the quiet part of us. Like, when did numbers take over our lives?
Hey guys, good morning. It's the day after my first exam. I just wanted to talk a bit about what happened because I didn't record a lot yesterday. Basically, it was one of the worst exams I've ever had. Today is just a new day and we're starting over and we're trying again. But let's just have breakfast and then I can tell you a bit more about what I feel. So while I prepare breakfast for the next few days, I'm gonna explain a bit about what happened yesterday. And I'm sorry I didn't record a lot. Basically, I had 30-40 minutes left and suddenly I lost my vision. I don't know why. I was just so stressed about this exam. So I basically lost 30-40 minutes to finish the exam. They did try to give me extra time. It did work for like 2 minutes and then suddenly the system crashed. So then I couldn't even finish that exam. And that's why I didn't really film lunch because I was waiting and I completely forgot. I was just focused on getting the exam over with, which now technically is not over because I'm probably gonna have to redo it. So that's great. I'm gonna prepare the breakfast I'm gonna bring on Friday where I have another exam. And it's basically just my standard overnight oats, which is protein powder, yogurt, banana, and we're also gonna add some matcha because I think that would be nice. Also, maybe it would give me caffeine or something so I don't lose my vision again. The first time it's ever happened, but the invigilators were super nice. It's just so frustrating when you worked so hard the whole year. But I've heard from others that apparently the questions and everything was quite hard. But like for me, the questions were all right. I mean, yeah, there were some that I was like, I'm not gonna answer that because we have to choose 3 questions out of 9. I was so stressed about this exam and I just didn't feel ready for it. And I think the stress just got to me. But now we have 3 more exams to go and to worry about. And then my internship report that I have to write. And those are the final steps before I graduate. Also, I've been behind on editing. I know yesterday just felt like everything was falling apart. I don't know what I want to do next and I'm so scared. I feel like nothing is working out right now. Just trying to remain as positive as I can. Trying to not stress about the other exams because I can see that stressing so much about this one really took a toll on me mentally. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, guys. I did get to meet with my friend to study for another exam. That did help. And I know the next ones are gonna go better because, you know, when you hit rock bottom, you can only go up from here. I'm just gonna finish meal prepping and then I have to go to campus to study, but also because I have like a revision session for one of my exams. Thank you guys for sticking around and being here with me. You don't know how much you mean to me.
Grades, calories, steps, likes, followers, hours worked, money earned, percentages, rankings, BMI, GPAs, deadlines. We're constantly measuring ourselves against things that someone else made up. Who decided what a good grade is? Who said you need to finish a degree by 22? Who told us that success is measured in statistics? I've studied economics for the past 3 years and had some statistics classes as well, and I still don't know the answer. It's like we're all trying to stay inside this normal range, but what even is normal? We've become so obsessed with hitting the mark that we forget to ask ourselves, is this even my goal? Or is it someone else's? The truth is, When we reduce everything to a number, we forget the full picture. You studied hard, but the test was unfair. You've been growing, but you don't have 10k followers, so it doesn't count. But the thing is, the number never tells the full story. And still, we treat it like it does. Like that grade, that number on the screen, that line on your CV has the power to decide whether you're worth it or not, whether you're smart enough, disciplined enough, or good enough.
Hi guys, happy National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Obviously, today for breakfast, we're gonna top our Chocobo with a cookie chocolate chip. Oh, it's a mouthful. Chocobo, chocolate chips. I love cookies, if you guys didn't know. I could literally write a cookbook for my love for cookies. How do you guys like your chocolate chip cookies? Let me know. Obviously, this needs some cinnamon. Now we're ready. Let's have breakfast.
When you don't hit the mark, when we fall short, even just a little, the shame kicks in. The spiral starts. Your mind keeps saying that you should have studied harder, or why can't you just focus like everyone else? Or maybe I'm just not cut out for this. And no one talks about the fact that sometimes this doesn't mean we're failing, that perhaps it just means we're just fried, actually cooked, unlike this big and tunable. Jokes aside, it just means our minds are done. Our bodies are waving little white flags, and we're still sitting at a desk trying to memorize the pH of every amino acid, like our life depends on it. Because it honestly sometimes feels like it does. Spoiler, it doesn't. I haven't done chemistry in like 5 years. And let me tell you, I've been fine by just remembering that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Don't get me wrong, exams are important, but they're not the entire story, and they were never meant to be. They don't capture the silent effort it took to even show up that day. They don't know you pulled yourself out of bed after a breakdown, or that you taught yourself half the material because your professor barely showed up, or that you made notes through migraines and tears. And I don't say this to downplay doing well. I get it, wanting to prove yourself, especially if you work your butt off. I'm the same. Being good at something doesn't have to come at the cost of your health, your joy, or your peace. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is slow down. Let yourself be proud before the results comes in. Let yourself be enough, even if the number isn't. The weird thing about burnout is that you don't always see it coming. One second you're studying, motivated and driven, but then suddenly everything feels louder. It's like even blinking feels like too much effort. You don't even realize you're drowning until you're gasping for air. And when it hits, it might not be dramatic. It could be you staring at a screen for 40 minutes and not remembering a single word, or maybe crying over nothing at 11 p.m. It's the mental math of how many more hours you need to study just to feel okay about yourself. And I know what that feels like. That slow crumble where your body keeps moving but your mind is somewhere else. And the scary thing is that many of us choose to wear it like some sort of badge of honor. Like the more tired we are, it just means the more successful we must be. Like burnout means you care. But caring about something shouldn't have to hurt you. You shouldn't have to prove your ambition by breaking your own heart over it. So if you're in that place, not just tired, but bone tired, this is your permission slip to stop glorifying the exhaustion. Rest is not laziness. Taking a break doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough to want to show up fully. And if no one's told you this yet, your worth isn't built on how many hours you study, or how productive you are, or how many likes you got on your post, or how well you bounce back. You're worthy right now, even in the in between, even in the crash.
Good morning, guys. 2 exams down, two to go. How crazy is that? Yesterday's exam went much better. My next exam is on Tuesday and it's statistics. To be honest, not very excited about that. Yesterday it was like raining. There was like thunder. Today for breakfast, I'm having waffles. Ever since I got this little mini waffle maker, I've been obsessed. Also, I'm trying to get better at making waffles. So I love oranges and I love grapefruit. I hate cutting it because like the juices get everywhere. Also, when you have like a little injury or something, it like burns the heck out of it. Some granola for the crunch. And that is a delicious breakfast that we're not gonna have. I'm sorry if this vlog is quite boring because I'm studying. I am trying to prioritize my studies and I really want to do well. It's weird to like think that I'm about to graduate. Time really does fly by so quickly.
Sometimes it's not even the deadlines or the pressure that get to you the most. It's a quiet feeling that you're already behind. You scroll and it feels like everyone's sprinting towards some finish line you didn't even know existed. Getting internships, launching side hustles, graduating early, and you're still stuck, still tired, still doubting your every step, still trying to figure out what's wrong with you. And that's the part that hurts most, right? That secret thought that maybe you're just not doing life right. That maybe if you just tried harder, you'll finally feel like you're getting somewhere. But you don't need to catch up because you're not late to anything. You're just on a timeline no one else can see. Comparison is really sneaky. All those voices telling you that she's doing better or they don't seem to struggle like you do. These are just your own insecurities and they don't tell the full story. You don't know that that girl that you want to be like has her own self-doubts, has so much pressure from their parents to outperform everyone else. You only see the highlights, whatever they choose to share with you. Sometimes it's like you blame yourself for not living in someone else's best day. And I get it. We all want to feel like we're progressing. But I think somewhere along the way, we've confused progress with performance. We start to think that if we're not producing, we're just not enough. If we're not becoming like someone else, we're falling behind. But becoming you is not linear. Some seasons are for sprinting, others are about sitting still, and both of those are valid. So maybe instead of feeling like you're behind, maybe you're in a season right now where things just feel slow, where you might not be achieving everything you wanted or impressing anyone. Maybe this is time for you to relax and to find yourself again. Maybe the progress that you're making is deep inside where no one's watching. That matters too. Even if there's no award for it, you don't always need a plan. You don't need to know what comes next. Right now, after I graduate, I don't know what I'm doing. I know some of my classmates already have jobs lined up, others have internships, and others are already applying to masters. Meanwhile, I am really unsure on what I want to do next. All I know is that I'm going back home and that this summer is gonna be a stay-at-home summer. Maybe the summer that I really need to really come back to myself, to pause long enough to hear my own thoughts again, to slow down enough, feel the moment, being more present instead of racing towards my next goal, which right now I don't even know what that is. I think I've been too busy trying to be a good student for so long that I forgot to just let myself be. Instead of trying to find the magic, maybe the magic I'm looking for is already here. I think something we don't talk about enough is learning how to sit with ourselves without fixing, performing, or proving. But it's one of the most radical things we can all do because being present takes courage. It takes guts to stop running and be real with yourself and to say, this is where I am, not where I thought I'll be, but I'm here and I'm trying. That's what thriving can look like too. Not hustling, not achieving, but just rooting yourself. Rooting into your own pace, your own path, your own version of what success even can look like. Some days thriving is checking off every task, but other days it's also brushing your hair and sending one email. And both of those days count like progress. The world wants you to keep sprinting, to outdo, outperform, overachieve. But what if the real glow up is learning how build a life that actually feels good to live, not just one that looks impressive on paper. I think that we all think that change only counts when it's shiny, when people clap, and when there's a before and after picture that goes viral. But what about the kind of progress no one sees? The kind where you didn't quit this time, where you stayed gentle instead of spiraling. Shouldn't that count too? We forget that healing, growing, thriving doesn't always look like something. Sometimes it's invisible. And I know that's not always satisfying because we want proof that we're doing enough. We don't only want to feel like we're glowing up, but we want to see the glow up. We want the certainty, the confirmation that all of this effort is getting us somewhere. But if you really think about it, some of your biggest growth moments didn't come with clarity or closure. They came quietly and without you noticing them. They might look like you handling the same situation but with more grace. Choosing not to over explain yourself, giving yourself the benefit of the doubt. And that's the thing. You can be transforming even when it doesn't look like it, even when your life still feels messy, even if no one's cheering you on. So here's a reminder that you don't need to prove your growth for it to be real. You need to hit a milestone to be worthy of kindness, especially from yourself, because not every chapter is meant to be a highlight reel. Like some chapters that you read in your favorite novel, they help build the foundation for the rest of the story. It is during these moments that you're just not chasing a version of you the world approves of. Instead, you're searching for your definition of success. And the most underrated kind of success? Peace. Peace in your decisions, peace in your progress, peace in how gently you're learning to treat yourself this time. And this kind of peace will never come from numbers. We still live in a world where numbers can literally define your day. I mean, a test score can decide whether you cry yourself to sleep or finally let yourself breathe. A scale can decide whether you feel proud or ashamed to exist in your body. A deadline can convince you that resting makes you weak, and somehow we've accepted that. But what if we didn't? What if you stop letting a number decide your mood, your worth, and your whole identity? Imagine if we started measuring success by how well we're living, not how much we're doing, by how connected we are, and not just what we're producing. Because the truth that no one tells you is that the numbers never end. When you hit the goal, then suddenly you're chasing the next. And that's not growth, but burnout on repeat. Our goal shouldn't be to prove ourselves, but to get to know ourselves. If you're still chasing, I hope you give yourself permission to not be impressive today, but to just be human. You don't need to constantly outperform yourself to be worthy. If today felt heavy, breathe. You're not broken or behind. You are just a person learning how to carry less of what was never yours to hold in the first place.